Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. We are going to go over 6 different setups that I've come up with for redstone torch keys. If you haven't seen the previous video, which is the 2x2 piston door activated by a redstone torch key, I would. It is fantastic, but we are going to briefly go over these. And I just want to say that it's still currently not work in Bedrock Edition, so I'm sorry for that, guys. But I promise, I will have a video out in the future that there is an item that you can use that'll work similar to a redstone torch key. So yes, just stay tuned for that. I will have that out. And so I wanted to briefly kind of go over it again. And so if you place a torch on top of a block with a piston right beside it, it will activate it. And then if you have a piston 2 blocks down and you put a torch above it on the wall, it'll power it. And see, we can do awesome cool contraptions just like that 2x2 piston door I mentioned earlier, and attach that to that expensive setup versus less expensive setup. And then each setup, I'm saying that a lot, is going to destroy the torch. So it's going to be based on a redstone pulse system. And so I will go ahead and show you this. So this setup is not going to use an observer, and so we will see that here shortly, how an observer can actually work in this instance too. And so when we power this, it's going to power this piston, it's going to turn this redstone dust on, powering this off, and then pulling that back. And then once that happens, it's not powered anymore, and then the loop ends. And so I will show you just like that. Very simple, really quick. And the reason why I like it to pull away is it's not pushing the player. There's that, and then I have an observer version of that very same thing. And so I'll go ahead and do that. What is really cool, an observer can see if this is powered on or off. And yes, it will take the power just like a piston will, but then you'll need an observer to see that, but more compact. And so I'll go ahead and show you that. And it does it so quick, so it pushes the block and then leaves it behind, and then it does a double pulse because once it's powered, the observer sees it, and then when you break the torch, it's unpowered, and the observer sees it again. So we'll show you that one more time. Next, we are going to do it from the bottom. And so here is the redstone version of it. Again, it's not so bad. And then you want to actually have 2 ticks of delay for it to work properly. I don't know why, but that's the way it'll work. So just like that, pulls down and then goes back up. Do it one more time. Again, not very expensive, 9 pieces there, 1 piece there, and then I think there's like 3 pieces because of the 2 redstone torches that are required for a repeater. Next, we are going to use the observer version of it. As you can see, there is a redstone dust here, and it's doing the same concept as what we seen earlier. It does it fast enough, it leaves it behind, and then I'll just show you. Just like that. Very, very clean, and a little bit more compact. And so there's that one. And then if you guys want to be able to power from either the top or on the wall or on the floor, then I have those versions as well. So here's kind of the without the observer. Now there's no way to be able to where it pulls the block away, because you actually have to destroy them the same way, and I'll show you what I mean. So if we place it on the wall, it'll push out and destroy it, and if you place it on the bottom, it'll push out and destroy it. But the main purpose is to get that redstone pulse out, and then you can have, you can connect it on each one of these. If you want a constant power, you would connect it to like the redstone torch, or even the block itself here, or you would have a repeater on the other side if you want a non-powered, and then you need it to power. Just however you guys want to do that. What you guys are seeing on the screen right now is if you're using any of these contraptions that use an observer, the pulse goes too fast for it to register. As you can see, it does not turn off the torch, and it also will give it a double pulse through a repeater. Now, to only have a singular pulse, all you have to do is do at least 2 ticks of delay or more. And then here is the observer version of it. And so what it's doing is that if I place it on here, it'll push this piston and then move the observer, powering this block on and going through. Or if you do it on the wall, it'll observe the dispenser and then it'll power through that same circuit. But you have to have 1 piston and 1 dispenser to make it work out think you can do 2 piston setup, but I figured out that this is the best way to do it, and so I'll show you that. It pushes it, leaves it, and then brings it back because it has that second pulse. And then there you go. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that, and as my wife always says, hooty hooty chicken booty, and I'll see you guys in the next one.